Floor is yours.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Burn It Down NASCAR Podcast post Las Vegas. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. We're going to move on to Phoenix and a lot of news to talk about. So, Brian, let's go. What do you got?
Hendricks dominated. I think if Chase Elliott didn't get in his little snowboarding incident, he probably would win 1, 2, 3, 4 at Vegas, to be honest.
They absolutely dominated all day.
Don't get me wrong,
long.
William Byron was the class of the field, but Larson and Bowman were right behind him. They weren't far behind. Like I said, if Chase Elliott and that situation had happened with Josh Berry, and I feel bad for Josh Berry. I'm glad that we'll talk about them, but I'm glad he is getting more chances in that car. But could you imagine getting a call 24 hours prior to the race? Hey, we need to jump in this car that he's never touched, never driven. That car is completely different, and then expect to place good and do well. I'm glad he competed, raced, didn't crash, and he's getting another chance and hopefully getting more seat time, sim time, whatever he needs to do. And you're in the best equipment possible. You got to make something of it if you want to go from Junior Motorsports Xfinity to the Cup. All eyes are on him right now, and I feel bad because he got thrown to the wolves in the best equipment. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of Junior had a bet. You know, he's like his Fun of Junior's podcast. He goes, I'm glad he got the opportunity, but I wouldn't want to be him. That's what he said.
That's perfect. Well, we know he's going to run Josh Berry at Phoenix and Atlanta. And
the next 5-6 races, I can bring up the schedule. The next 5-6 races, we got Phoenix, Atlanta, and then Circuit of America is Jordan Taylor, if we said that right. Yeah, Jordan Taylor.
Yeah.
The road course guru that has ties with Jeff Gordon. And then Richmond, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and Bristol. And then that's 6 weeks. So they said he's out 6 weeks minimum. So maybe Martinsville at the earliest. And Talladega's right after that. So they might wait till after Talladega in case he gets another accident and re-aggravates whatever's there. So it all really depends on it to there. So, but all those races besides COTA is going to be Josh Berry.
Yep. I want to give Josh, like you, I want to give him some credit here because he jumped into something he's never seen before. He's never drove a cup car, especially these new
cup cars. Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't wreck anybody or anything or himself. He did finish the race. I believe he was
30 something
lap.
Yeah, there was car issues at the end, apparently, what Junior was saying. Yeah, he was a lap or two down. There was car issues. I don't know exactly what happened.
He was 2 laps down.
Yeah, there was. I didn't.
But he brought home the steering wheel. So
yeah, all fenders on the car. All fenders on the car. I think that was more or less what probably Gordon and Canales probably said to him. Hey, you're in the car. We don't expect very much. You're new. Just come back in a one piece, essentially. And that's what he did.
He did. I give him credit for having to jump in it so quick, and now he got a chance to do some pretty cool things. And at this point, nobody's expecting him to go out and win a race.
Well, do you know how Josh Berry got his ride at Xfinity? Michael Annett got in a car accident, hurt his leg, got in the Xfinity car for Michael Annett at Junior Motorsports, and actually won his race. So there is kind of expectations to do well, but you're in Cup, you're in top of the cream. So you're in Hendricks equipment. You have some of the best crew chiefs, everybody around you. If I was him, top 20s would be a goal. If not, if you could do better than that, great. If not, don't crash. That would be my goal.
He was 29th.
Hey.
So he got in the 20s. He beat Joey Logano.
I mean, Joey got fenced by Brad, but that's another story.
All right. We're gonna get back into that in a little bit.
Yeah, we kind of a little tangent there. We kind of strayed away from that.
Let's do it. William Byron, congratulations. As we said, Hendrick
Class of the field.
Class of the field. Outside of Josh, and like I said, he brought home the steering wheel with no big bruises, so he gets a shout out. But Byron was first, Larson was second, Bowman was third. Bubba made a shining appearance at fourth.
Gold Star!
Gold Star. Christopher Bell in fifth, Austin Cindric in sixth, Truex in seventh, Justin Haley, nice showing in eighth place. The old man Harvick in ninth, and Daniel Suarez.
I feel bad for Harvick. He's literally carrying Stewart Haas on his back. I can see Stewart coming to him like, bro, one more year, because they look at everybody on there on him. Nobody's doing anything at Stewart Haas besides Harvick.
He's already signed a contract with Fox.
Yeah, I mean, so did Tom Brady, and he came back for another year, 2, 3, whatever it was. So,
did he already sign the contract?
Yeah, he had a contract to Fox announcer or whatever, NBC or Fox. Brady didn't. He came back and
I think I said a couple of broadcasts ago, if Harvick, which I think he's got a real shot at winning the championship this year, if he actually does do it, I can see him coming back 1 year to defend. Especially, if he's having fun. I don't know. There's really not a whole lot of super surprises other than Joey Logano, and he got taken out. Man, he went for a hell of a ride.
He went airborne. He's lucky he didn't go sideways, because that probably would have flipped.
Yep. He ended up on the tin roof, or tin lid, as Marcus Ambrose used to say. But one of the takeaways that I had from this race is the Fords were super dominant in qualifying. But in the race, the Chevys were super dominant. And it wasn't just like a last stage thing. It was like all day long.
Yeah.
The Chevys just went to the front and stayed there. Now, granted, you had Larson, Bowman, Chastain. Suarez was even up there, acting like somebody. The Toyotas had a really good representation, obviously, with Bubba in fourth and Bell in fifth. I think your first Ford was Austin Cindric in sixth. Then you had another Toyota in seventh, being Truex.
Hamlin was up there, too. Somewhere.
Yeah, Harvick. But I don't know what it is with qualifying that, the Chevys just weren't there, but man, when it came race day, they just killed it. So, any other takeaways from Vegas?
I would say it was a mediocre race in the first two stages, but when the third stage hit, if it was like another gear clicked and then the actual racing happened. To me, that's when I was watching. It was kind of boring for the first two. It was just getting around, doing the normal things. And when the third stage hit, that was when, it's go time. And that's when the actual, I guess, entertaining racing, in my eyes, what I was seeing was happening. But other than that, I think it was a decent race, but, that's all I would really say. It's pretty good. Third stage is really when it kicked off for me.
I have to assess it the same way. It was kind of a, follow the leader, for the first two stages, and again, it was late in the third stage when it finally did get a little interesting. And granted, it started when Logano got taken out, and Keselowski, Kyle Busch, they were all involved in that. And then, of course, Logano, what of them trailing arms or whatever, and he got clocked out on the damage clock, which I hate. Because if they'd have given him enough time, he could have got back out there. Granted, he would have been a couple of laps down but with a couple of those late race cautions, he could have got a couple of them back. The bonehead move to me of the race was Hamlin staying out with 78 to go. And everybody behind him, I think like 15 guys behind him all came in.
Yeah.
They made him pay for that one. Another bullet point I had was Christopher Bell. He had a vibration.
Yeah, they said it was a really bad vibration the whole race, and I was like, great, and he's obviously one of my picks, and he never came in. It was just part of the car. It wasn't a tire. I don't know. They haven't really said what it was, but yeah, he was complaining about it all race. Same thing as Ryan Blaney, too. Ryan Blaney had the same issue. Bad vibration. They couldn't figure it out.
And I've got it wrote down that, Christopher Bell, Blaney vibrations, big comeback on both of them, rebound. And then Truex, after he screwed up, which was on whatever it was, 78 to go, he did the same damn thing on the overtime, and he acted like he was going backwards. But anywho, the other thing is William Byron. You talk about a quiet badass. He led 175 laps. He won all three obviously two stages, plus got the win. That's
that's domination. That's essentially Gordon domination, if you want to classify for a race. Yeah. And the thing is, he gets eclipsed by Chase Elliott and Larson because those are, much bigger names. It's just Byron's good. He gets eclipsed.
Well, mid-race, Kyle Larson stunk it up pretty good. He was
Larson's pit crew honestly lost it for him under that one of late race cautions.
Yep, absolutely.
I still think Byron probably would have overtaken him if he, because I think Byron's car was better regardless. It wasn't like Larson was catching him. I think Byron is by far the faster car. And that proves that he had the fastest.
Byron was the dominant car all day long. Yeah. He didn't show it in the second stage as much.
He didn't need to. He's in first.
Yeah, he didn't go away. And again, we've already touched on the fact that Hendrick had top three. So, again, all right, that's pretty much all I had on all of that. I don't know. I don't have it. Let's cover the points. Do you have that?
Yeah. Ross, I'm gonna go top and then notables. Ross Chastain number 1, Alex Bowman 2, Harvick 3, which is pretty good for him, especially with the equipment he's probably getting. Juarez 4, so Trackhouse is
they're killing it again.
Yep. Truex 5th, Hamlin 6, Bell 7th, Busch 8, Logano 9, Buescher 10, Brad is 11th, Byron with the win moves up to 13th, Larson's 15th, Bubba up to 16th, which is better
above his average 20th.
Yeah. Let's see, Ty Gibbs up to 20, Chase Elliott, he's gonna be down to the bottom until his waiver.
Hey, that's a discussion.
Yeah, I know. We're seeing if he's eligible for it. Or when they want to say yes,
they haven't made the decision yet.
Yeah, they're gonna give it to him. They can't not. Noah Gragson 30th. Who else we got? Reddick up from dead last at 34th. It's pretty sad that Reddick is 34th and Travis Pastrana is 33rd. I mean, like race at Daytona.
I bet he wishes he was still driving that number 8 car now.
He's got problems at the moment.
Yeah, he does. Yes, sir, he does. All right, we covered that. Real quick, just to close out Phoenix, I actually said
Vegas.
Vegas, excuse me. I said Truex for the win, and he was 7th. You said Kyle Busch.
He was 8th. No, where was he?
No, he wasn't.
He was like 14th, 15th.
I'm trying to find him right now. He's not on page 1. Whoa, where'd he go?
Nascar. He finished 14th.
7, 12. I don't have 13, 14, or 15 for some reason. All right. So I win that one. You said Dark Horse Reddick.
He finished 15th.
And I said Briscoe.
28th.
All right, so we split.
You want to talk
That's
about the
done.
fantasy then?
Yeah, let's do it. You got me.
I was literally like 15th or 20 points for being max. I think, hold on. Let me find my NASCAR app. It tells me where I finished overall in the country for that race, and it was like 150th.
That's pretty good.
I had to figure out and find it. Let me.
You didn't beat me by that much.
Andy. Oh, I might have been on the website. Oh man. Oh, I was 821 was place for the weekend.
Good job.
821 with 59 points. Kyle Busch, I don't know. I can't see yours. You got to go to your. It'll tell you points, race points, and then race rank. Right next to your name.
Oh, I know that.
I on the app it doesn't say. If I go to my stuff, it doesn't say on the phone.
Lie. Let me see if I've got it up.
It only says it on the.
Entries. Oh crap! It's gonna make me do all this, and I
Yeah.
don't have it on there. I didn't do bad. I
No,
know
you
that
you weren't far behind me, but
it was short of 200. But once again, my throwaway league did better. I had Blaney, Bush, Larson, Keselowski, and Byron. But in my I'm Trying league, I had Bowman, Truex, Bell, Bush, and Byron. And I actually took Blaney out and put Bush in when that vibration stuff was going on. So I had 2 in the top 3. Hey, that's why they call it a fantasy league. You're dreaming.
yeah.
You're dreaming. So, let me see some other. Well, let's just do this. Let's go into Chase. The man fractured his tibia.
Snowboarding.
While snowboarding.
And apparently it's not like he didn't know what he was doing. He snowboards all the time, so I wouldn't say it was a freak accident. I don't know exactly how it happened. I don't think that details come out. If it has, I haven't heard about it. He just snowboarding and fractured his tibia, and he had surgery Saturday night. And Josh
Fracture your tibia, that had to be a hard crash or a serious twist, one of the two.
Yeah.
Or maybe both. But the area I want to go into is all over social media. People are bashing him for doing that. And I'm like, okay, is he not supposed to drive down the street?
Yeah.
Is he not supposed to fly his own?
Everybody, all the drivers are on his sides. Do you want us not to live our lives outside of racing? Do you just want to be in a bubble wrap, bubble wrap life so I can go race? No. So, is this going to change how Chase acts outside of racing? Maybe a little bit more cautious. Maybe he'll slowly get into back to normal, but I don't know. Will Hendrick say something? Because, you back in the day, Jeff Gordon and them didn't all do all these other races, kind of like Kyle Larson kind of did and allowed. Now Chase and them are all doing it. Now, I don't see an issue with it. It was just like an accident. But anybody can literally get in an accident any time of the week. And let's just say let's say Kyle Busch is helping his son or do go-kart and he cuts his finger off. What the hell are you going to do? It's he's helping his son do shit. It's hobby is outside. It's not NASCAR. I'm sorry. So is he not supposed to do anything? Go home and just twiddle his thumbs until race time comes? No.
You can slip on a dog toy and fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got into a few heated discussions on social
media. And the reason being is because it's fucking Chase Elliott. People hate him because he's the most popular driver.
I agree. I hear you.
If it was Dale Earnhardt Jr., waiver, no big deal. Type of thing. If it was, I don't know, Bubba Wallace, waiver. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, so, yeah, was it stupid? Maybe. No. This is what irritates me. There's things that you do. There's things that I do. There are things that everybody that is either listening, watching to this, or whatever, do in our private lives. Yeah. Is it any business of our employers unless explicitly banned in a contract that we may sign for terms of employment? Yeah. I'm, because of my terms of employment, and I drive for a living, for those of you that don't know, for a big company. If I'm not allowed to do drugs or drink on the job. Okay, I agreed to that. That was the contract that I signed. Which is fine with me. That's my lifestyle. But I'm just saying, there are certain parameters that are wrote into a contract when you accept employment. Clearly, this wasn't, Mr. H didn't say, all right, you're done flying planes, you're done snowboarding, you're done snorkeling, you're done, driving your own car. We're going to put you, like you said, in a bubble wrap on a flatbed and have helicopters above you to make sure nobody gets close to you to and from the track, and you only have permission to go to the track under our supervision. And it's like, these guys have lives. Back in the day, one of Dale Sr.'s passions was he liked to scuba dive. Tony Stewart, can you imagine? Thankfully, in the sunset of his career, he was his own boss, so nobody could tell him what he could or could not do. But, racing the midgets, the outlaws, the dirt track stuff, all the stuff that he did. Yeah, when I was in college in Ohio, so this is 2006, so this probably was spring. No, it would have been fall 2006. See, I didn't do anything. So he was at Eldora slinging tires in 2006. He wasn't driving or nothing. He was slinging tires on pit road for people, just throwing them around, carrying them. So, what if one of those cars, hit him, or he pulled a muscle throwing tires, or I'm saying run over his foot. The drivers go out and do a lot of things you don't realize they do. When they're not at the racetrack, they're out doing shit. They live extreme lives, so they got to do other things to get that adrenaline throughout the week. Well, Kyle Larson, look at all the stuff he does outside of NASCAR. Yep.
Casey Kane was the same way. So for all these people that, well, you got to protect your brand and you got to do this and you can't do, shut up. We all have lives outside of our paid profession, and we all do things and partake of activities that, could we get hurt? Sure.
Okay, what if in 4th of July coming up, one of them, gets hurt by a firework? They're just having fun with their family, and one firework.
They're out at a picnic.
Yeah, it happens.
Accidents happen, so just quit it. He was doing something he likes. He was doing it on his own time, and we had an accident. So, and the sponsors aren't gonna suffer. I mean, they're gonna stay there. Hendrick Motorsports, they've got a deep bench. They're not going to suffer. Are they going to get the wins in the actual winning purses or place finish purses or whatever? No. But you know what? The boy will heal. He'll come back. And as you said, will he change his behavior? Maybe. Maybe not. And the other thing that I was pointing out to people, we have yet to hear from Chase himself. Let the man talk and defend himself before you start destroying him or trying to. He may come up to the podium and say, yeah, man, I was really being something stupid here. I did something I've never done before, and I'll never do that again. Or I did something that I've done, a million times over, and it just went sideways on me. It happens. So I'm tired of the people that think that, I guess to put it in a nutshell, that Rick Hendrick owns him and dictates his every move.
Yeah.
And that's what
people need to realize. Take out the reason for the injury. And this is just like the Kyle Busch incident that happened 8 years ago.
At Daytona and the Xfinity race.
Yeah.
Where he broke both his legs.
And he came back and won the championship.
Because they gave him a waiver.
So this is the exact same situation. Less severe, obviously, but...
But see, the rules were different back then. At that time, all you needed was a win. There wasn't all these stage points... and all the other parameters that are involved in ranking you for... Now, if Chase gets a win at some point down the road, because of the rules the way they are now, say we have 17 winners, and he's only got a win, and his stage points and all this other stuff don't put him in the top 16. Because I heard people, well, they're going to give him a waiver, and all he's got to do is go out and win a race. No.
They got to finish top 30.
I think
on
it
top
is.
of that, top 30 on top, yeah, and then the waiver's valid or something. With the win,
he's out at least 6 races.
Yeah,
they've already admitted that he's gone for at least 6. I honestly think that we're going to be kind of in another situation this year that we were last year, where there's going to be more than 16 winners. So a win doesn't automatically get him in. It might. I'm not saying it won't, but it might. We'll see. I'm just tired of the people that are like, he has no right. What do you mean he has no right to live his
he's
life?
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, people better watch out when he comes back. He's going to have some mad drive.
Kyle Busch did. I think he won 2 races that year.
He won like 5. He won a ton.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He came back, was on a fucking tear that summer. He came back and was like, I don't remember. It wasn't immediate wins, but it was wins. It was consistent. And he came back on a tear.
And won the championship.
I think it was his first. That was his first championship also. Not his second. It was his first one. When he broke, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's leave that alone. Let the other idiots. I got a question for you. What happened to the long hair guy driving the old Chevy intro for every NASCAR race? You remember him? Are you kidding me?
Long hair dry? No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Some country singer. He was,
No idea.
Anyway, I guess he's not there anymore because I like that. Every race, before the race, in the pre-race, it was the same spiel, but you got to find it and we'll play it next week because I like that guy. He was cool. One of the things that I was surprised, because I heard it bannered around right after Chase got hurt, is that Jimmy wasn't called in to try and help out. Like, Jeff was called in to help Junior out. Even though Jimmy owns his own team, I get that.
I think that's the reason behind it.
I really kind of thought they might call him in for a couple of races.
I'm pretty sure it might have been a possibility, but then it came to like probably, oh, you're an owner for another organization, then you're going to drive for another organization. It's kind of, but there was also talks of Corey LaJoy possibly doing it. And
that was so stupid. He's already driving.
Well, if you don't remember, when Kyle Busch got hurt, David Ragan did the same thing, and he was already driving. He was driving, I forgot who for who, but he did the same thing. No, I get it, but let Josh Berry try to prove himself in some of the best equipment possible and see where it goes.
I'm just saying no. I saw that. I heard a lot of other stuff. I'm like, really?
Yeah, no, it's...
To me, and again, I guess I would have liked to have seen Jimmy kind of reunite with Hendricks Motorsports, and it would have been a win-win for him. Again, he's a team owner.
I think a major reason is maybe Hendrick didn't want him in a car to use that information for, their cars.
That's why I thought he would have done it, is to try and gain some information. And I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. And then I've got one last thing to touch on. This thing's acting stupid. What do you think of Danica in the booth?
Sadly, it's better than last year. So she had some work, but she has no knowledge. She's trying to, oh, these cars this, these cars that. But you don't know these cars. She's just filler.
She is.
Annoying filler.
Yeah, annoying is correct. I got a kick out of Clint and Mike Joy. They were pretty nice to her for the first 10 or 15 minutes. Then they started cutting her off left and right. They were talking over her. I was watching the TV and it's like one of those cartoons where there's a bubble above the head with the words. Clint's like, shut the F up, type attitude. Just the look on his face is like, really? What are you talking? I just got a kick out of that. He was uncomfortable with her being there. And I don't know she's got Phoenix next.
I think she's 2 races. I don't think they announced who's after her yet. They probably will this weekend.
I just died laughing. I was like, oh, look at you. Um, God, I'm trying to play along here. All right, you got anything else?
Yeah, I told you I was gonna bring something up that
Yeah, all right.
happened that caused a little bit of a stir on the internet yesterday.
Okay.
And your boy Kyle Petty opened his mouth yet again. And he pretty much said Ryan Blaney is... He goes, I look at everybody else, they're doing well, Hendricks, blah, 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 and Penske doing blah, 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 except for Ryan Blaney. He says he's the Casey Kane of Hendricks. Potential unfilled. Everybody wants to talk. Here's the quote. Potential unfilled. Everyone wants to talk about what he can do, but he can never do. He never does anything. He just gets past the hump. And
I didn't see that. I thought you're going in a different direction. But that's
no.
okay.
And then the comment section was on it, and Kyle Petty's like, people are like, Kyle Petty don't need to be talking because someone posted a picture and it's Casey Kane next to his trophy collection. It is insane. and then someone posted a Kyle Petty stats compared to Ryan Blaney stats. I thought this was funny. Kyle Petty starts 829. Ryan Blaney starts 273. Kyle Petty wins 8. Ryan Blaney wins 7. Kyle Petty top 5's 52. Ryan Blaney top 5's 61. Kyle Petty top 10's 173. Ryan Blaney top 10's 114. In one quarter of the races, he's better than Kyle Petty. So Kyle Petty, why is he trying to open his mouth saying Ryan Blaney's unfilled? Because he had one bad year last year where he didn't win a race. I don't understand why why he's throwing shade at Casey Kane when he did well in that car. But you got to realize Casey Kane drove with Junior, Gordon, and Johnson.
And then he went over to Evernham.
Well, it was Evernham first, and then it was Red Bull and Burger King and front row, and then he went to the Hendricks. But you got to realize, Casey Kane drove with Gordon, Johnson, and Junior. Hello?
Kyle Petty is extremely outspoken, and some things he gets right.
I don't know what it just blew my mind when they're so shade at Casey Kane.
Wrong. And if he wants to compare people to people, he should compare himself to his father.
Exactly.
All right.
Hell,
that might humble him just a little bit.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know if he was trying to get people to talk about him in the podcast or wherever he was talking about, but it just blew my mind when I saw the chatter on Twitter, and then I heard the audio of it, and it just is like, yeah, Ryan Blaney had a down year last year. He didn't win, but he was still in the top 10, top 5s. He was in the chase without winning. He was actually number 1 in points.
He should have been.
Because he was consistent. Because he had like 7 second place finishes. Are you kidding me? So why are you doing that? And then Casey Kane, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way while you're saying, for one, you're throwing shade at both of them, saying they're not that great of drivers and good equipment. And Kyle Petty, come on. Who look who your dad is. You probably had the spoon fed to you and still couldn't win shit.
I remember, I think it was actually at Michigan, where he was so angry with qualifying that he smashed his hand on a cabinet inside his hauler and couldn't race. It's like, seriously, dude.
I don't know. It just
But
kind of rubbed me
anyway.
the wrong way. Blah blah blah.
All right.
There was another thing. I don't know when it's. I think Bristol. You know the NASCAR on Speed Channel, like the Kenny Wallace show. Speed Channel.
Okay.
You know, I forgot what it's called. They're bringing it back. The Speed Channel.
I heard that. I
Yeah.
heard, yes.
I think they're doing a one-off right now to see how it goes. So people watch it, and they might bring it back for more. But they're doing it at Bristol. I forgot what it's called, but it's the Speed Channel. Whenever it was the Speed Channel before Fox Sports 1 took it over or whatever. It was like NASCAR race day before race
I
day.
miss Speed Channel. I love. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I don't remember if we were watching together or not, but Jimmy Spencer, where he had his show
Yeah.
on there. That was great with that old big cigar, and I don't know.
I'm trying to find it, what it's called.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not that big a fan of Herman. I'm not saying.
Oh, there it is. Race Day. Race Day Revival, April 9th. John Roberts, Kenny Wallace, Cup Drivers Series, and surprise guests. So it's going to be the same two. John Roberts and Kenny Wallace. That'd be interesting to watch. I don't know what channel. It
It would be on that MAV channel, maybe.
It doesn't say any
Isn't that
channel.
the one that took over? Okay.
It doesn't say a channel. It just says Race Day Revival, April 9th, and it just there's nothing on it. So it might be like live stream thing. I don't know.
Okay. I actually, and it's not on Twitter, but I follow Kenny Wallace, and I just shake my head. The boy's not.
He's outspoken too.
Let's say there's smarter people in the sport than him.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Other than that, that was the only news I wanted to talk about. Well, I had.
Yeah. There's not. Like I said, of course, Chase Elliott overshadowed everything. There's other little things here and there. But with the day I've had today, I'm ready to kind of wrap this up.
Yep.
And who are you looking at for the winner
Oh boy.
at Phoenix?
You know what? I'm gonna. I'll say Joey Logano.
Not a bad choice. I'm going Harvick. He's the king. And who, pray tell, would be your dark horse? 25 or worse in points. The choices are getting slim now.
I'm gonna say Austin Dillon.
In 26th? All right.
Yeah.
Again, that's a good choice. I'm going with Eric Jones. I like him on this. And just for the record, average finish, and that's kind of what I go by. Harvick and this is over the last 10 races at Phoenix. Harvick is 5.4, Kyle Busch is 6.6. Hamlin is in third place with a 7.4 average. Kyle Larson with 9 races is 9.6 average. Logano, he has 10 races, obviously, a solid 9th. Amarillo, there's a too bad he's not a dark horse. Average finish of 10th. And you got Blaney and Truex, average finish of 8. So, Kurt Busch doesn't count. I don't know. I'm going with Harvick. I think Harvick's not gonna wait till Michigan to get a win this year. I think he's gonna go make a statement.
Yeah, he's balls to the wall. He has nothing to lose.
Yeah, it's a fact. All right, I know this is a little short. It's not big short, but
It's fine.
give a shout out. Check out NASCAR-nation.com. A lot of good blogs up there. Some information. If you're on Facebook, check out NASCAR Only. A lot of good, especially this week. I started some stuff. I'm proud of myself. I went above and beyond the call this week. But anyway, on NASCAR, or I mean on Facebook, go to NASCARonly.com. It's a really good group. I think there's like 24,000 people that are following that one. Our podcast, Brian, you can do this one better. Obviously on Facebook, burn it down NASCAR.com, but give the litany.
Yeah, if it's any audio platform available, yeah, Spotify, iHeart, there's Pandora, iTunes, anywhere there's an audio platform, we're on there. So give it a like, give it a follow if you're on the go. If you're on, I prefer watch the video. You can see us, see our interactions. But if you're on the go, it's on the audio platforms. Watch it. Here you go.
And the last thing is join us, please, in our fantasy league. Go to NASCAR.com, hit Fantasy Live, search Burn It Down NASCAR Podcast Group. What is the subtitle? Let them race, something like that, and join us. Right now it's just me and him, so it's fun.
Yeah.
Read the rules. You've got limited amount of picks per driver for the first 26 races, and then they do the same thing when we get into the chase. But come on, we want to talk about other people besides us. We go back and forth. He wins, I win. Although he did smoke it this week. I had the lead for a week.
Yeah, a week. That's it.
Yeah, well. Anywho, unless you got something else, I'm gonna sign this off.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, man. Everybody, you take care. Have a good week. Check back in with us after the Phoenix race, and we'll have more stuff to talk about. I'm sure a lot of things will become more clear with Chase by then.
Yeah.
So, thanks again, everybody.